What is up, guys? Pinku49 here. We are back in the 80s? What is going on here? Today we're playing a little bit of BattleChess. This is a game that came out in 1989, before most of you were born. Am I dating myself or what? But this is the game that taught me how to play chess. Alright, it's rudimentary. I had to speed it up significantly because it was so slow. This is back in the days where, it took the computer like a few minutes to figure out what move it wanted to do. Now, it instantly figures out the best move possible, but that's how far technology has come. This is rudimentary, guys. This is back in the days of yore. But it's a cool game. It's BattleChess. Like when you take a piece, you kill it. There's a cool little fighting animation. Anyway, this is all background. Don't worry about it. I'm playing as red. The computer is playing as blue. But this is not why we're here today. We're here to talk about Creative Question of the Week, and I want to address a small little issue that we had. This video almost didn't exist, okay? There was no questions for a while, and then we got some last minute questions from Kieran and from Majestic Goat. So I want to thank you guys for participating. If it wasn't for you, this video would not be here today. I was planning on not making a video. No questions means no video. So I really need you guys to participate. I know I say that every time, but I mean, this time really showed that we almost didn't have a video. So if you are enjoying this series and if you want to see more, you have to put a question in. You have to join in the discussion. Whatever you want to do, right? This series is different from a lot of YouTube videos, right? A lot of YouTube videos is you don't interact. You just press play, you watch it, and then you move on to the next video. But this series is more about interaction. This series is more about the comment section than the video itself. I bring up a point, right? You ask me a question, I bring up a point, and then we discuss it in the comment section. That's kind of the intention. And if that's not going to happen, then I don't know if I'm going to keep making them. But, I could go either way. I love making them, but I don't need to. So it's up to you guys. I'll let you guys decide what happens in the future. But so again, I want to say thank you for the questions that I got. Both were very good. Sorry, Kieran, I went with Majestic Goats just because his was a little bit more timely for me. Yes, Trump's in the news all the time, but kids are going back to school. So I chose Majestic Goat's question, and he asks, if you were in charge of a school's curriculum, what would be taught more or less? Thank you, Majestic Goat. 1,600 subscribers. Doing a great job over there, Goat. Okay, that's a great question. But like I said, kids are going back to school. It's a time when people want to slit their wrists. Because no one likes school. Maybe some people do, but they're crazy. I've made no secrets about how I feel about the school system, especially in America. I think it is deplorable. I think it's intentionally designed to program our youth to think and act and believe in a certain way. That certain way is to kind of put your dreams and your creativity aside to learn logic, and use that logic to get a job, and use that job to make a family, and use that family to make more kids, and use those kids to make more fuel for the system, and over and over and over, lather, rinse, repeat. Your government is doing this intentionally. They're trying to stifle creativity. They're trying to stifle your dreams and aspirations because, it doesn't make money for the corporations, okay? It makes money for you. And they don't want people making money for themselves. They want people making money for corporations, for businesses, for mega large businesses. And that's because, well, that's a whole different video, okay? So obviously I think things need to change. And I think the best way that they could change is putting me in charge, okay? I should be in charge of all of these things, honestly. But I'll tell you what I think about school and how we should run it, and then you tell me if I should be in charge. How about that? That'll be kind of the focus of the comment section. First of all, I think school is very dangerous because it doesn't tailor to each individual child's needs. I mean, we're human beings, guys. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that we're all incredibly different. We're all incredibly complex. We're all unique. And just to have a system that caters to just one type of person, the type of person who's going to, listen to what the teacher says, not really question it, go home and do their homework, study and remember these facts, and then come back, write them down on the test, and then forget them. And then learn more facts that you study for, you do your homework, you write them down on the test, and then you forget them, and then you learn new facts. It's stupid. It's downright stupid. And some people aren't good at tests, standardized testing. Some people aren't good at doing homework. Everyone learns differently. Some people learn by hearing, some people learn by doing, some people learn by reading, right? So the school system is not catered to individuals. It's just a blanket system. And not everyone is going to thrive in that system. In fact, the true geniuses among us are going to fail in that system. The creative geniuses are people who think outside the box, who question things, who come up with new ideas. There's no new ideas going on at school, right? School is teaching you things from the past, things that humans have come across already, right? When you look at science, when you look at math, when you look at history, when you look at English, we're going into the past, right? There's no future thinking. So, I think things need to change, definitely. I think we need to cater our teaching methods to each individual student. And there's an easy way to do that. There's a very easy way to do that, right? When you go to school, you are forced, until you get to college, I guess, but you are forced to have a math class. You're forced to have a science class. You're forced to have an English class, and on and on, whatever it is, right? You don't get to choose your curriculum. Maybe to a degree you get to choose your electives, right? But you're forced to study things that may or may not have importance to you. If you are forced to study something that you hate, that has no importance to you, that you don't see the benefit of, isn't that considered wasting your time? I think so. I think you're wasting your time. I think what we need to do is have the children choose what they want to learn. Even if a child has no idea what path they want to take in life, that's fine. They know that math is not for them. Or they know that history is their favorite subject. Most of them, right? They have an inkling of which direction they want to go, and that's where we should place our focus on each individual child. I'm not saying we shouldn't have math class. I'm not saying we shouldn't have science class. I'm saying that if you don't want to take it, you shouldn't have to, right? And the parents should be more involved. I don't think the parents should have the final say in what classes the kids have, but they should be. The parents know the children, and they can say, my child is really never going to do well in math. He's never going to be a mathematician, so why force this child to struggle? Why force him or her to go through this? It's kind of traumatic. A little bit for me. I'm using myself as an example here. Math classes were traumatic to me because I'm not good at math. I never wanted to be good at math. I never put any energy into math. Yet I'm an extremely intelligent person, but I'm getting C's? It doesn't make any sense. Why should I get C's when I'm like one of the smartest kids in the school? I mean, and that's an exaggeration. There's always going to be kids smarter than me, but that's just what I felt. So it was very traumatic for me. It lowered my self-esteem. Like, why am I doing so poorly in school when I'm so smart? It doesn't make any sense. So I think what I'm trying to say here is that we need to have some sort of idea of what direction you want to go into. How do we do that? We have to find ourselves. We have to understand ourselves better. So if I was put in charge of a curriculum, the first thing I would make mandatory, right? I just said don't make anything mandatory, but one thing should be mandatory. We need to teach meditation in school. You're probably sick and tired of me saying this, right? But that's fine. I'm going to say it over and over and over till it happens. We need to teach kids how to meditate. You are not a complete human being if you don't meditate on a daily basis. And that may sound hard to hear. You're saying, you're saying I'm not a complete human being? Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. If you don't meditate on a daily basis, you don't have any conception of who you truly are. Truly are on the inside. You're just guessing. You're just using society's, I don't know what the word is. Mores? Is that a word? I'm gonna look that up after this video. Okay, but you're just taking society's word for it. Like, right? What are the options? I could be a plumber. I could be a gas station attendant. I could be a lawyer. I could be no. You could be anything. You can invent something that you want to be, right? You can invent something that you want to be. That's what school is not teaching you. They're not teaching you that you can do literally anything that you care to do. You have to, though, be able to dream it. You have to be able to dream it. If you can't dream it, you can't create it, right? And the dreaming comes from meditation. It comes from going inward, understanding the self, right? And not only will it help you to understand the self, not only will it help you to understand what you want to do in your life at an earlier age, but there's so many benefits. It brings, oh my goodness, I can't even describe how many benefits that I get from meditation. More peace, more calm. I'm smarter. I'm more patient. I'm more in touch with my emotions. I can handle my emotions. I understand what my emotions are telling me, right? Rather than spend a week feeling sorry for myself because something bad happens, I just go into a meditation and I discover what I was supposed to learn from that event. I learned that lesson and I put it past me like it never happened, and I move on instantly. That's the value of meditation. So the most important thing that we can be teaching our children is how to connect with themselves through the internal journey, through meditation. It's a sin. And it's done intentionally. It's a sin that we don't teach our kids meditation. Because if we did, they wouldn't subscribe to our governmental programming. It's as simple as that. And that's why it's not taught. That's why it's intentionally looked down upon even. Right? There's a lot of things in our society that, oh, he's just a hippie, right? No, oh, he's going to go sit on a mountaintop and meditate. No, this is something that all humans should be doing every day. This is not some woo-woo thing. It's part of being a human. But it was bred out of us. It was taught out of us by our governments or by our society, whatever you want to label it as. It was bred out of us so that we would become better worker bees. So we would become better cattle. So that we would be less in touch with who we are. So we would dream less. So we would create less. So we would be less happy and more in a lower vibrational state. So that's the number one thing that I would teach, and I think that would transform human society. If we were to do that, it would transform human society forever, right? And it would be a matter of time before the people take back their power. So it's a dangerous idea to those who are in control at the moment. They don't want that idea to spread. And of course, moving on from meditation, I think that, and again, children choose what courses they want to take, but there need to be more courses where creativity is involved, right? There could be a math class where you try to come up with new ways to apply math, maybe, or new ways to look at math, right? I think there needs to be more creativity. And I think that is another thing that's holding us back. A lot of people don't learn how to be creative, so they spend their entire life thinking that they're not creative. And I can't even begin to tell you how dangerous that is. Don't ever think you're not creative, not for a second, because you are. You just don't know how yet. So it's very important to expand your creativity, and that's something that we're not taught in schools. Again, the only thing that kind of teaches us that is maybe art class, and even then, they say, even in art class, we're going to use this medium, you're going to paint this thing, right, and I'm going to grade you on it. So even then, even in art class sometimes, it's not very creative. So we need to take the reins off our kids. We need to let them be free in school. We need to get rid of standardized testing. There's got to be a better way to prove that these children are learning. Standardized testing is retarded. It's downright retarded. There's got to be a better way. Do we even need testing? Like, what is the testing for? Right? If a child shows up to school and is engaged and is participating, why do they need to prove that they remembered your stupid facts? Why? What does that show? Other than that you've now brainwashed the children. Okay? It's like a test is like proof that you've been brainwashed. It's proof that you're going to accept the things that have been told to you. The things that they're telling you in high school are the majority of them are lies. The older you get, or maybe the wiser you get, I don't know which one, but you start to see, like, one by one, the dominoes start falling. You start to realize that the things that you're being taught in school are not true. That they are one person's version of reality. They're not necessarily the version of reality that you need to accept. So schools are very dangerous places. I don't plan on having kids, but if I had a kid, I would never put them in school. Absolutely not. I would love my kid enough to teach them myself, personally. Unless, of course, I was in charge of the schools, then they could go to school. But the schools as they are right now are indoctrination centers. They are brainwashing you. They're training you to think very narrowly, inside the box type thinking. Do you want to be an inside the box type thinker? I really don't think so. I mean, maybe you do. I don't know what you want, but it can't be true. It just can't be. So it's very important that you kind of expand your horizons and realize that school is nothing but limitation. School is teaching you limitations. Right? We're going to teach you this fact, and everything that's not in accordance with this fact is false. That's limitation. One thing you learn as you grow older and wiser is that there's paradox. This universe is a paradox. Two opposite ideas can be true at the same time. Absolutely. Schools don't teach paradox. They want you to learn their version. And their version is the government's version. Now, I mean, the government wants worker bees. So their version of reality is going to be in accordance with creating worker bees. Do you want to be a worker bee? Buzzing around 40 hours a week? 50 weeks a year? You get 2 weeks off a year? Oh my God, do you want to do that with your life? If you want to, that's fine. Excel in the school system. But you deserve more for yourself. You deserve a lot more. Like I said, you're a creative being. So I'm not saying don't go to school. I'm saying don't go to school. Don't go to school. I made that video, the tutorial video, and I just tongue-in-cheek said, you drop all your plans. What did I say? I said drop all your plans, stop going to school so you can build your Minecraft city. Obviously, it's a joke, right? But it was only a half joke. And a lot of people, a lot of little kids were like, you said quit school? No, you're an evil person. They don't realize I was trying to do them a favor. I'm trying to do them a favor. So I'm not saying you should quit school because you'll get in trouble. But you should definitely rebel against the system. Absolutely. Ask questions non-stop. Question your teachers, your parents, your principals, your educators. Question everybody. Why do you believe that's true? Why am I here learning this? Why do I have to learn this? Why do I have to prove to you that I learned this? What if it's not true? You're a liar. That's all you gotta say, and they'll shape up or they'll ship out. Okay, so there's more I could say about this, and obviously a lot of you are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. That's your prerogative. I don't mind it. Put it in the comment section if you disagree with me. Put it in the comment section if you agree, whichever the case may be. Like I said, guys, I just want to have a discussion with you guys. Really, that's all. I just want you to treat this video series as a discussion. That's all I'm trying to say. And put some comments in the comment section so that we can have a video next week. I don't know what game we're going to play. Something from the 70s, maybe. At the rate we're going. But I'm enjoying these old school retro games, so I'm going to keep playing them, I think. Alright, so that's going to be the video for today. I want to thank Kieran and Majestic Goat for their questions. Without you, this wouldn't exist, so thank you guys. And I want to thank you guys for participating in the comment section and adding your questions and just being here. I love it. Thanks for your attendance. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this week. I want to thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy battle chessing. Peace.